weekly uploads. What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to another Sitback video. Today we're gonna be going over a bunch of Udyr builds, all the builds that you need to know, the most viable ones, even the most obscure ones. Trust me, I got you guys in this video. And shout out to Studio Bandits for this comment where you call me Udyr. I'm not gonna lie, that shit made me laugh when I first saw it, and I might use that for like one of my Smurf accounts. And before we begin this video, I want to make sure you're all subscribed to this channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We're gonna be uploading every single week on Fridays. Make sure you guys are tapped in. Without further ado, let's get into it. It's a Sitback special. And for those who are new to my channel, my name's Sitback. I've been a League of Legends player since season 2, and I've been playing Udyr since season 4.
Dude, what the f? Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
And especially for most of my seasons, especially season 6 and onwards, I've been high diamond, and then recently I just hit masters. So I've been playing Udyr for a very long time, even before the rework, even after the rework. You know what I'm saying? I even got Udyr mouse pad. I got Udyr flashlight.
You what?
The fuck is you talking about? So if anyone knows Udyr, it's gonna be me. Okay, before we even get into the builds, there's a very big change that I really want to talk about. You guys have to make sure you're not running Ghost anymore. Ghost is obsolete. After the nerfs of 14.10, Ghost is one of the worst summoners for Udyr. Hey yo, I just started checking the wiki. Man, Riot butchered this fucking summoner spell. Because last season, it used to reset and it only lasted 10 seconds. Every kill you got, it would last even more. But they removed that and they made it 15 seconds. And now with the recent patch, they swapped it back to 10 seconds. It doesn't fucking reset, and it takes 240 seconds now for it to come back up. Bro, the summoner spell is fucking useless. Do not run this shit on Udyr or any fucking champion. You want to make sure that you go flash, because now flash gives you opportunities to get really good ganks off early. And on top of that, it still opens you up to be able to smite dragons or baron steals across the wall. Back when you had ghosts, you couldn't do that. But now, especially with ghosts, it doesn't reset the fucking cooldown no more. So you only get 10 seconds to do what you really want to do. And that's really fucking useless for Udyr because you're already fast enough. So if you guys want to climb, use fucking flash. Okay, starting off with the most viable and most broken build for Udyr currently, it is still the Liandry's Rush into full tank. Especially with this build, here are the runes. You're going to go Conquer, and then the secondary tree is going to be Inspiration. You're going to get the free boots, and then also you're going to get Approaching Velocity, so when you pop your R, you're going to get movement speed towards your target because you're slowing. Okay, starting off with the build, you guys have to decide what your jungle item is going to be. Either the green one or the blue one. The blue one I'll use for 90% of my games because you need movement speed to catch up to your targets. However, if there's a lot of melees or a lot of people that are going to be diving onto you, maybe you should invest into the green smite because that one's going to give you a lot of tenacity and survivability for those type of battles. Also, another thing I like to do is that I like to get Dark Seal. It doesn't matter when you get it, as long as you get it before your second item. You can stack a lot of AP off getting kills and assists, and especially if you really start snowballing, then maybe you want to invest into a Magus just so that you can actually take over the game and end the game as soon as possible. After that, you should rush your Liandry's first because your Liandry is one of your biggest power spikes. It gives you your most damage and reliable DPS, so make sure you rush Liandry as soon as possible. For the boots choice, as soon as you upgrade your magical footwear, you could go Boots of Swiftness, Steel Caps if they have a lot of AD, or Merc Treads if they have a lot of CC. But usually I like to rush Boots of Swiftness just because I'm able to dodge skill shots anyways, and on top of that, it gives you even more movement speed to catch up to your target. And now the most crucial step of your build is deciding what your second item is supposed to be. It all really depends on your matchups and what your team needs. For like 80%, even 70% of my games, I will go Dead Man's Plate just because I like the movement speed. I like to be able to catch up to people and get picks. Also, another great pickup would be Frozen Heart, especially if they have a lot of auto attack based champions, and that could be AD or AP. Let's say for instance their mid lane laner is an AP Udyr or their top laner is an AP Kale, it doesn't matter that the AP it still slows their attack speed, which is what they need to do to DPS. So it will affect the top laner, the mid laner, and even the ADC if it's like a Jinx, Caitlyn, or whatever, any type of auto attack based champion. So Frozen Heart is good in that situation. And also another item that you should consider is Unending Despair. This item is actually insane into AD compositions, and on top of that, it works really well with the rest of the build. As we go along, you guys will see it heals you, it gives you insane survivability so that you're able to get more W's off and survive even longer in team fights. So that is a really good option. However, if they have a lot of magic resist, you guys can either go Force of Nature or I forget how you even say this, Kinetic Rooker. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. To be honest, I would go the Rooker first rather than the Force of Nature. However, if you do need the movement speed, if you still need to catch up to people, like, you could go Force of Nature, but for most games I would go the Rooker because it gives you a lot of survivability against those AP compositions. And for my third item, I usually go Jack Show, unless I haven't got Deadman's yet. Maybe I'll get Deadman's first and then get Jack Show, but usually my third item will be a Jack Show because it gives you armor, magic resist, and health. And on top of that, it gives you insane survivability in team fight. And with Jack Show, what it really does is that it gives you even more armor and magic fight. What we like to go is a Rift Maker, because unless you have no tanks on your team, then maybe you should go more tank items and you just skip this part. But if you have like one tank top or even a tank support, you guys can go Rift Maker as your fourth item, because not only does it increase your healing, gives you even more AP, gives you even more HP, and it works super well with the Jack Show passive as well as the Rift Maker passive, making you tankier as the fight goes along. And on top of that, you have Conqueror, so everything just works together like a beautiful blend. It is truly the sexiest build alive. I want to make sure that everyone is on top of this bit. And that's it for the core build. The rest is all situational. It all depends on what the enemy team has. They have a lot of AP. Maybe you should go an extra Spirit Visage to improve healing, and it works with everything else in the build. If they have a lot of healing on their team, you can go Thornmail and reduce their healing. If they have a lot of crit, you can go Randuin. Force of Nature if you haven't got it before. Warmogs could be a good pickup. It all depends on the situation. You wouldn't build the Warmogs into Vayne because they do percentage health, or a Kog'Maw, but for like an assassin team, building Warmogs is not a bad idea because it will keep you alive longer, and then it'll give you time for your Rift Maker, your Conqueror, and your Jack Show to give you more healing and tanking. And now I'm going to put the 3 builds on the screen. One build that you should normally build in most of your games. Second build is for heavy AD teams. And the third build is for heavy AP composition. Make sure you guys take a look at this. Of course, you can switch a couple things around due to preference, but this is the entire build. I also wanted to go over 2 or 3 more builds, but I didn't expect this video to be that long. So for the next video, next Friday, I'm going to be giving you guys the AD Udyr build, as well as a couple other builds that you guys can run depending on your situation and depending on your preference. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. If you've made it to the end, drop Udyr in the motherfucking comments. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss the next part of this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you for the next upload.